Mortgage rates just hit their highest level of the year, and spring is supposed to be the hot season. So let me tell you what's actually happening on the ground right now. 30-year fixed rates climb back above the 6.4% rate, according to the Mortgage News Daily. Freddie Mac pegged the weekly average at 6.2. Both numbers are moving the wrong direction for buyers, and the reason's one word: oil. And the war in Iran has pushed energy prices through the roof. That feeds inflation, but as fast as those rates went up, as fast as they can come down, we'll see if that Hormuz issue gets resolved. Inflation feeds bond yields. Bond yields feed rates, and mortgage rates feed directly into how much a house a buyer can afford. So it's not complicated, it's just a chain reaction, and every seller in the Santa Clarita Valley needs to understand what it means for their home. So here's the headline from CNBC 4 days ago. The spring housing market is on, but mortgage rates just shot higher. Active inventory is up 5.6% year over year, but new listings are actually down 1.4%. That means the number of homes for sale is climbing, not because there are more sellers, but because the homes sitting on the market aren't moving. Homes are taking longer to sell. A typical home spent 66 days on the market in February, up from 58 days at the same time last year. That's the slowest February pace in a decade. Buyers, well, they're not going anywhere. They're just waiting for rates to drop, waiting for certainty, waiting for someone to tell them that it's safe. And in the meantime, every home that's priced wrong or marketed poorly is just sitting there collecting dust and days on market. So here's the other side of it. Redfin found that typical buyer paid 1.8% less than the list price in February. So negotiations are happening. Sellers who are realistic are getting deals done. Sellers who are living in 2021 are watching their listings expire. Now let me tell you what I'm seeing locally. The LA residential market is actually accelerating into spring. February closed sales were up 19% over January. Median sales prices rose 5% to 1.32 million in the greater LA market. Rates briefly dipped below 6% for a couple weeks ago, and it triggered real activity. Open house traffic went up, serious inquiries are increasing, well-positioned homes are moving, but here's the word that matters: well-positioned. That means priced right, marketed right, presented to the market with strategy, not with hope. Hope, hope, hope. It's not a marketing plan. And the agents who are telling their sellers to price high and wait are doing their families a disservice, because the market's telling us exactly what it wants. It wants value. It wants sellers who are willing to negotiate, and it wants agents who understand that the listing appointment is not the finish line, it's the starting line. So let me talk about something nobody in the industry wants to admit. The work to sell a $700,000 home is the same work to sell a $2 million home. The photography might be a little bit more expensive, but it's the same, right? You have the photographer goes out and takes the pictures. The marketing, it's the same. Negotiation, the same. Transaction management fee, yeah, it's the same. So why does it cost twice as much? Because the commission model is based on a percentage of the sales price, and that model was built at a time when agents actually had to drive buyers around town because there was no internet. That world, it's gone. The system that charges you based on a percentage of your home's value isn't aligned with the work that gets done. And that's a conversation that this industry doesn't want to have, but we're going to have it right here because I think it matters. And here's what the national data says. Home price growth is the slowest it's been since the recovery began after the Great Recession. Zillow, not that I'm a big fan, but it forecasts a 1.9% increase in the median existing home price for this year. The share of income needed for a typical mortgage is expected to dip below 30% for the first time in 4 years. Affordability is improving, but it's improving slowly, glacially, but it's moving. And for sellers, that means the pool of qualified buyers is getting just a little bigger each and every month. It's not a flood, it's a trickle. And a trickle rewards the homes that are priced right, not the ones that are priced for ego. Now, the Fed held rates steady at 3.5 to 3.75 in the March meeting. They raised their inflation forecast. 7 of 19 committee members think there should be 0 cuts this year, and that tells you everything. Don't wait for the rates to save you. They're not coming down fast enough to change the math. If you're going to sell this year in 6, the best version of the market you're going to get is now. That's the spring traffic, and it's always typical this year depending on the type of market. But more often than not, that's the spring. The springtime is when you need to go if you want to get the best options. Motivated buyers who already have survived the rate shock and a window before the Iran situation gets worse and freezes the market again. And I've been doing this for 27 years in this valley. I've seen every version of this market. And one constant is that sellers who move with strategy and timing win. The ones who wait for perfect conditions, they lose. Perfect conditions, they don't exist. Smart conditions do exist, and we're in them. All right. I'm Connor with Honor. I will see you tomorrow. You can check out sellersonlyagent.com. Be well. I'll talk to you soon.